Hello, welcome to episode 32 of Red River Podcast. We're on location in lovely Wantagh, spacious Wantagh.
Yes.
Me and Langan are in the house today, and we have a guest, and his name is Damian Maffei, right? Am I saying it right?
That's correct.
Yeah, fantastic. So he was in a movie that we recently watched called The Strangers that came out this year. It was a sequel to The Strangers, and this one is called Strangers Pray at Night. So how did this come about? Let me see. I have a friend, and his name is Ron Joseph. Well, Ron Smith. Okay? And he starts tagging Damien all over the horror nerd discussion, and I never saw your name before. So I was like, why you keep tagging this dude and like the Strangers stuff that we're posting? So he's like, oh, he's in the movie.
And I also was like, why do you keep tagging me on this stuff?
It's probably retribution for like punking him in high school.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
shout out to
Very
Day
cool.
of the Dead. But so he tells me that he's in the movie The Strangers. So I was like, oh, like this, like the real, like the sequel that's coming out that fucking is getting promoted like all over the horror nerds.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. I was like, Ron, I have a podcast and we love horror movies.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand, like, not to be that guy, but I'm like, I want to talk to your fucking friend. Like, he's in a fucking movie that's not even out yet that looks awesome. So, luckily, he put us in contact, and I think Damien's been on Horror Nerds ever since.
Yeah, I'm on there with polls, and I'm trying to.
What was the last poll?
That was yesterday. That was because I keep seeing the old discussion of who would win Michael Myers versus Jason, and that doesn't really interest me. So my poll was who would win Michael Myers versus Roy, who walked around as Jason in Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. And it has not been popular.
No?
Not the most popular poll. No, it doesn't look like it.
I voted for Roy.
Did you?
Yeah, what the hell?
Well, I mean, that's the right choice.
I was at Ministry, and I was, like, watching the fucking poll, and
Watching the numbers come in.
Yeah. I was like sitting there.
2,
and I was just
3.
like, what the fuck poll is this? It was so goddamn long and shit. I'm like trying to read, how I hate reading.
Yes.
And I was just like, that's a pretty funny poll. And our mutual friend, Frank Sabatella, when he was on the episode, we talked about Friday the 13th 5 and how he said that it should have been a Different Strokes spinoff.
Yes.
How it should have been like Dudley that got sent away.
That was me, Gordon Jump.
Roy should have been Gordon Jump from like the bike shop.
That'd been great. A great wraparound.
Wouldn't that have been fucking awesome?
I would have loved it.
So
Is that the pedophile guy?
Yeah.
Fritz the cat guy?
yeah,
That
like
makes
I
it,
mean, that's a legendary special episode.
Yeah.
It might be the legendary special episode.
it's the one everyone remembers.
Yeah,
like
'cause
when
it
you
was
think of that,
Bizarre that
yeah.
they threw it on there. But, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I always remember them drinking alcohol, and then they started chewing gum to get rid of like the smell or something.
Yeah.
So anytime I was a little kid and I would take the bubble tape and put all 6 feet in my mouth, like that's all I would think about. Like I would just
You'd feel dirty.
yeah. I'd be like, wow, I feel like I just sucked Gordon Jump's dick. So allegedly,
Yeah, right.
But all right. So you were in a Sabatella short too, right?
I have been in 2 Sabatella shorts.
Okay, which
and
one?
Fake in 3. 1. I've been credited
Okay.
for one that I was not actually in. Sorry to blow that up.
Well,
I was in Night of the Pumpkin. That was the first one I was in.
okay, that one's awesome.
That one's pretty good. No, it's awesome.
Did he tell you the story about that? Because like we were. Well, I was watching Tales of Halloween, which is an anthology.
Sure.
And
My friend Dave does the Sweet Tooth entry.
Okay.
Shout out to Dave.
Well, there was kind of like a similar story, and I think Frank had something.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely so. I mean, I don't know how much Dave had to do with it, so I'll just leave it at that.
Well, that's not Dave's entry, though.
okay. Well, yeah, then
Dave had nothing to do with that one that ripped off Sabatelli.
it was kind of interesting because when I saw that short, it was after the fact, like it was before when we had him on, and I was just like, holy shit! I was like, this is kind of like the same thing, And he said that he had his first, so but. And it was. I love anthologies. Like if there's 4 or 5, like maybe it's just one of those things where it's like as long as you get 2 or 3 good ones out of it,
Sure.
And like I always I like the VHS ones. They kind of like popped up again.
You liked all of them?
I liked, yeah. Well, the last
There's been
one,
3, right?
yeah, the last one was a little weird. Did you see those?
Yes.
I'm going to say no. I'm going to be honest and say no.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I know the first one very well. A very good friend of mine, Hannah, is in the first one. She grows wings and tears some people apart in the hotel room.
She was
great.
awesome in that.
She was fucking really good in that.
Yeah.
That's what made me want to watch the rest is because she was like very, like she was creepy and not like what's creepy in a movie anymore when you're like fucking old like us, like you see everything. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like it's
she's superb. She's a superb actor.
Was she in the spin-off movie?
Yeah, Siren. She's the one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the first thing that you did? Like
acting wise?
Yeah.
Like that someone could see?
Yeah.
I was Nikos the Impaler.
Okay.
I think. I was in acting school, and I was hanging out in the AOL horror chat, which is my place to hang out. This is before horror nerd discussion group.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. We had mutual friends there. My friend Marcus Cook, who's an effects artist, he was coming to New York. He was doing the effects on this movie called Nikos the Impaler, which was going to be this German splatter director's first movie in America. It's like, wow, that sounds like really amazing. I was like, I want to do the acting thing, so I want to get in there. So he got me a part in there. I don't think I had to audition, so maybe that should have been my first warning as to what I was getting into.
Well, I mean, German splatter wasn't the first warning.
No.
No, but at that point, like I've never.
But like Felissa Rose was in there. Like I knew her from
really
from
that's legit.
See, that's
fucking
is it
awesome. I think
that's exciting to you. So now you're excited.
yeah.
Lloyd Kaufman cameo.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait a minute,
All right.
Felissa
so
Rose?
Was I in a movie or
Hold
not?
up.
Okay. Debbie Rochon. Okay.
I'm reading your face.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. But
These are names.
Lloyd and Felicia, yeah, definitely.
So she's the star of it. She's
Okay.
she's the star of it.
She still have
while,
a dick.
While she had no dick then.
It's kind of hot.
It doesn't play a part in the movie.
She is actually very attractive. So.
Yes.
And we didn't know it then, but Ted Gagan wrote the screenplay for it, and he would of course go on to write and produce Night of the Pumpkin.
Okay.
And We Are Still Here. The movie.
Yeah, of course.
Nice, good movie.
Oh,
Directed
that's
that.
right.
Yeah.
Because I think what is the connection to Sweatshop? Did he write that
He
too?
wrote that and produced.
That was an interesting movie. That was a
definitely.
splatter fucking film too.
But so there's no signs of anything in Nikos the Impaler.
Yeah.
So he wrote this New York movie while he was still in Montana. Had never visited New York.
So he was thinking New York is like Friday the 13th Part 8.
Yeah, exactly.
Rumble in
Exactly.
the Bronx with Jackie Chan. And they
Prostitutes and
Death
Toxic
Wish
waste,
3.
toxic waste in the subways
that's exactly right.
at midnight.
His version of New York was all siphoned from Maniac with Joe Spinell.
Well, that's a good New York actually.
So
Grimy.
that was my first one.
What'd you play in that?
Played a cop,
Okay, how was
brunette cop. I think we had names, but I was credited on the
Brunette Cop
IMDb
1.
as brunette cop.
Where did they shoot? Just in New York City or the outskirts or
Mostly on Long Island.
Yeah.
So my stuff was shot in Belmore.
Shout out to Belmore down the
Yes.
block, basically.
Shout out to Belmore.
You don't hear that then on
That's the first time anyone said that on the show. Or anywhere else.
any show. So, what was the actual like? I mean, was it fun? Because like you figure like it's your first acting role. Like to me, I'm not like if I was an actor, I'd be thinking like that's like no matter what, I don't think it's a bad experience because it's like your first thing.
No, because I was like, this is awful. Even then, I had not done movies before, but I'm not an imbecile. I have some kind of half self-realization about things going on around me and stuff, and I'm like, this is gonna ruin me. Like I'll never get another job after this thing. But you know, the mistake I made was playing it completely seriously. You know, I was like, I'm gonna be a cop. I was like, this may be a stinking pile of crap, but like I'm gonna pull something from my reel here. So you know, like I played it real serious.
Yeah,
You were thinking like, what would this cop's home
Yeah,
life
like,
be
you
like?
know,
His backstory.
It's my motivation to
My
go in.
motivation.
Go in here.
What's he been through in his life?
Yeah.
And I remember, so I was on the set a lot because I was hanging out with Mark and Felissa, and I remember I got a VHS tape of like the opening sequence of the movie. I don't know how that works. I don't know why there was a VHS tape of the opening sequence of the movie we were doing, but it didn't matter. And we were shooting that. Now we're in Deer Park
Oh, nice.
in a soundstage, which is like an empty garage in Deer Park. And I remember putting on the VHS. It was like, because she was like, "What do you think? Like, honestly, what do you think about like the movie we're making here?" I said, "Actually, I can show you exactly what I know." And I put the thing in. I remember like her just welling up, and I was like, "Yeah, no, it's that's the right reaction to it."
Do you think like I mean like in a way I guess like she was I don't know what else she's done besides Sleepaway Camp. Like I'd have to look.
Well, she's in the new Victor Crowley movie.
No, I'm saying like at that point.
I think she was out of the game.
She was out of the game,
and then
right?
Came back to
Maybe.
the genre. Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
That's not a way to come back to the game. That's
No, but Victor Crowley, she was in that, and I enjoyed that.
She married the CKY guy, right?
Really?
Devin, and one of the members of CKY.
Oh,
That's her husband.
okay.
Yeah.
Not yet. So,
yeah, they have kids. Huh?
oh really?
Yep.
Children.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, all right. So does this thing get a release? Like,
Yeah, it's out there somewhere.
but I'm saying,
I've signed copies of the DVD.
Have you?
all right. Now
People
we're
are like, Brunette Cop.
There he is.
Can you sign it, BC? Thanks.
It's true, though. I've signed copies of it.
So moving on from there, like when
The violent shit movies? You know the violent shit movies?
No.
I've heard of that. Have not seen.
That's
Have
the
you-
guy.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Zombie
Swear to God.
Doom and stuff.
Yes.
That's the guy. That's the director.
Oh shit. Okay. I read about it in that one of those books.
The
I read,
violent
like-
shit trilogy.
Yes. Like the horror, metal movies, books like that I
In
get.
fact, when I
remember
go
that
into the
coming in.
theater, because as Brunette Cop, I go into a movie theater because he slaughtered the entire audience. And I go into the movie theater, and one of the violent shits is playing on the screen. And I have a line that says, "Look at this violent shit."
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. You know what?
I remembered it because of the title, because violent shit. That's just
I
fantastic.
feel like at this point, like the Strangers DVD is going to do okay, but this other one's really going to overtake it.
Yeah.
Like, after this
It's gonna
episode.
blow it up.
So moving forward, like, how do you meet somebody like Frank Sabatella?
How do you meet someone like Frank Sabatella? I don't know.
I enjoyed his movie. Which one? Molly.
Blood Night?
Yeah, Blood Night was
Yeah.
pretty damn good.
It's great. Yeah.
It kind of blew me away. Like watching it,
I was pleasantly surprised.
like before he came on, I was like, "Oh, let me watch this," and I was like, "This was actually pretty good." It got like released. I saw it on HBO a few times, and
We were friends on Facebook. I don't know how that happened.
Facebook.
He's
ruined
probably just a
everything.
fan of mine. He's probably loved Nikos.
Actually,
So-
he probably was a Brunette Cop fan.
So you probably like Brunette Cop. And you know how it is. You want to be friends with the celebrities on
Right.
Facebook. You want to feel like you know them.
Clearly.
So
Damien actually said, "Don't allow anyone else on Horror Nerd that's higher in the celebrity."
I want to be. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, "That's it." He's like, "If
We're
anyone
gonna
else."
cap it right
Yeah.
there.
You
I
know.
got you.
I don't want to see Kip hanging out on Horror Night.
Bashing.
So he probably friended me. He was like, I'm going to be friends with this super celebrity guy. That's how Frank sounds. And I remember him like casting thing, whatever. This was Night of the Pumpkin. Well, I remember being like, hey, I should be in this. I should do this. Like a Halloween vibed thing is like cool. I want to be a part of that.
And I think it's like a local thing too. It's like how many people make movies,
right?
How many people make horror, like on Long Island. Like
I was like, this is quality. You want to be in business with this.
Yeah, cool.
Night of the Pumpkin. Pre-credits thing. I get my face ripped off. I'm responsible for the pumpkin.
Yeah.
But so I did that, and I was great in that. I was amazing. I was obviously awesome to have on set, and like everyone loved me. I was just like charming and also good in the thing. So obviously, when he did the next one the next year, The House That Cried Blood, like he couldn't wait to get me back, in a bigger role.
Refresh me. Is that the girl? I'm trying to remember that one. The House That Cried Blood.
It's where the 4 teens, not really teens though. It's kind of like teens in the way that like they're teenagers in Slaughter High, whereas like they're supposed to be teens, but obviously they're 35.
Right.
Do you remember Slaughter High?
Slaughter High?
Yeah.
You can revisit that. That's the oldest teens in the history of cinema.
Yeah, that's
It's like 40-year-old Carolyn Monroe playing a senior.
a fucking great movie. I thought it was great.
I don't know if I remember it.
Well, we talked about it because, like, whenever we bring up, like, somewhere along the way, I'll interject in this trajectory that we're going on here with his career. I don't know how it.
What a ride it's going to be, by the way.
Wild
Take a
ride.
trip down my career.
I don't know exactly how the Mutilator talk started, but we kept bringing up remaking the Mutilator.
Why
That's
not?
how I want to finish this, by the way. Is a message to Buddy Cooper.
Yeah. So like,
I want to give a message to Buddy Cooper, and I want you guys to find a way to play it for him. But
I think if
we'll
Paul
cross that bridge.
Yeah, if Paul Travers, like my buddy, like he said he hit him up on Facebook. So
Well, we get to that.
we'll get to that.
Let's stay on track. Then.
Yeah, let's stay on track. So basically, tell me.
House of Cried Blood. So they the old lady death, and it opens up, and I'm like, exposition, Little Friday the 13th Part 2 type thing, and then I get these other 3 idiots to go in the house because we want to see her dead body or her bones or whatever, but it doesn't go well. It's me and 3 other people. One of which is is this who you? Andrea is in it. She was on Survivor a lot and stuff.
Okay. I think Frank told me that too. But
That's my favorite of the shorts, though. Is The House that
enjoyed-
Cried Blood.
I
It's
enjoyed
kind of
all-
very throwbacky 70s, 80s kind of.
I wish you would do one more. Like I don't
You
know.
should do a feature of The House that Cried Blood. I know he's like, money. But, what do you need money for, man? Technology.
Technology is kind of catching up to the money aspect.
What do you need money for? I'll do it for free. Jeremy Sellenfriend will do it for free. He's the effects guy.
Yeah.
Emmy-nominated effects guy who's in your group.
Yeah, nice. I'll look out for him.
All right.
Wait, all right, as long as he's not a bigger celebrity, I just want to make sure.
Well, he's an effects guy. He's not going to be a bigger celebrity than me.
Just making sure. I don't.
You can have people behind the camera be bigger celebrities than people in front of the camera.
Well, I'll tell that to Tom
ridiculous.
Savini. So you tell me if I add Tom Savini, that's going to be okay.
Nobody likes Tom Savini. Except Tom Savini.
So you told me, and I could be completely wrong, but you said you were offered the first Strangers?
No, that's a complete lie.
Who the fuck told me that?
That's you should delete that.
Maybe it was Kip.
We'll fix that later.
Yeah, we'll fix that later.
I was not. I was offered the second Strangers.
Okay. So anyway, after the shorts, like, what do you do?
I did a pretty kind of interesting movie called Closed for the Season. We shot that in Abandoned Amusement Park in Ohio.
Okay.
Actually, that's kind of an interesting segue there, because I was cast in that movie with Amy Brooks is in it. She was in Critters 3.
Oh, okay.
All right.
The Mangler Reborn. Perhaps you're familiar with that one.
Yeah.
She was in a movie called Monster Man. I don't know if you remember that one.
That one I don't, but Critters definitely in
the guy
in
in the
Mangler.
truck, kind of like
gonna
And
look.
Joe Unger is the other guy in Close for the Season. He was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. Any Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 fans in the house?
I liked it.
He plays Tink, Viggo Mortensen's brother there.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I like 2 better than 3.
I did too, but I didn't. 3 gets shitted on a lot, but I don't think it's that bad.
I'm shitting on 3.
Oh yeah.
It was. I mean, what did you think about it?
I've never seen it.
Oh, all right. So exactly.
I have seen it.
It had a Death Angel song in it,
That's
so
what
I
happens
was like,
whenever
yes.
I don't like.
Great soundtrack. It had a very metal soundtrack.
That's all it took from
It
me
was
back
like
then.
1990.
That's all I needed back
See,
then.
when you start doing movies, right, and then you start mixing with like other filmmakers and stuff, like you don't want to shit on their movies, right?
It's the same.
So you just have to be like, I never saw it.
No, completely, because it's like playing music.
Yeah.
So if you say you never saw it, we can assume you hated whatever movie we bring up.
That's I just don't care.
They're not listening anyway.
Unless you're just like Nikos the
Now
Impaler.
I heard you on Red River Podcast.
Yeah.
Talk about my film. Oh, wait
Email.
a minute.
Next movie.
Yeah.
So
So was there ever any thought of like going West California, all that stuff? Were you gonna like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this here, and that's
I did. I mean, I've spent a lot of time out there.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I never really like felt it.
Yeah.
So most of my friends went out there. So a lot of them still aren't feeling it, but they did it because they felt they needed to. So I kind of was like, do I do it because it's a necessary evil?
So let's just get to the strangers. Like, how does something like this land on your lap? I'm not an actor. I don't know how that goes. So, like, how does that happen? And let me just say real quick, the first Strangers, I didn't really enjoy it. But I'm a huge home invasion fan. I like that genre because at this age, it's still something that feels real. It could happen. Why not? So
you're not gonna get possessed by the devil, but somebody could break in your
somebody
crib
could break
and fuck
in.
your shit up.
That's it. And if you don't have a hammer on you, then you're
You're
fucked.
fucked.
I mean a gun, by the way. I don't know what kind of squares listen to the show. But so the setup was great. I thought the setup was very like Carpenter-esque,
Definitely.
and I just watched it in the theater. And the beginning was cool. The middle I was not like a fan of because I just was waiting for something. And then I loved the ending. I thought the ending made up for the movie. It made me think like, okay, that was kind of cool.
I loved it. I loved the characters. I was psyched from the trailer. That one scene where the man with the mask is behind there, and Liv Tyler's in the front.
Yeah.
I remember
Oh,
seeing
absolutely.
that in the theater, and everyone was it was like, oh, great, a great slasher.
It's
coming. And I loved how the killers and you guys obviously played it the same way as the emotionless, unfeeling.
Yeah.
That's the kind of slashers I like.
Yeah.
That's why I never liked Nightmare on Elm Street as much. I like it, but Freddy's kind of funny. I like the cold, emotionless killers.
Well, he didn't get funny till like 3 though, or 2.
Well, he never actually got funny, but he tried.
Well, yeah, trying to be funny. You know what I mean?
What, primetime bitch or whatever that was that good?
You ready for prime time?
So, but anyway, how does something like that land?
That movie I did, the amusement park movie in Ohio. One of the producers on that, John Wagner, it was like his first producing job. I met him on that, and we got along very well. And that was another movie out in the middle of nowhere. So I kind of stayed in touch with him, and we tried to get a couple of things done. And as the years have gone on, his work has improved or grown. So he was a producer on Starry Eyes. You saw that.
Yes, I
Love that
fucking
film.
loved
Yeah.
Cheap Thrills.
Yo, are you kidding me?
wow.
Those are like my 2 favorite
Hell
movies
yeah.
of that year.
Bone Tomahawk. He's
Fuck
a producer
yeah.
on that. So,
Stop right now.
Please.
Are you fucking kidding me? Those are like 3 of the
Home
best.
runs.
all right, All
Right there.
Cheerleaders Die is also a producer on. So
I didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
pop.
I got to see it now, though.
Yeah.
'Cause that's quite a track record.
It's Lucky McKee.
Oh yeah, cool.
That's one.
We
of
were
his.
just talking about The Girl Next Door, which I think he did, which is super
brutal.
brutal.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, and then I went and did a short film that he directed called Wildfires, which is going to do some festivals this year. But yeah, so he did Bone Tomahawk, and then probably like April or something, like this month. And he was like, "Hey, we're doing another, doing one of the Strangers movies, doing a Stranger sequel." I was like, "Great! Like that's amazing," because I know a lot of people have been waiting for that.
Like 8 years,
10 years or whatever.
10,
it's a decade.
You're right? Yeah,
Coming up on
2008.
10 years, and he said, "What do you think about playing a Man in the Mask?" I was like, "Oh, that's interesting," because John, I've quit acting. Like I don't want to be in this business anymore. It's pretty
For real?
ugly. Yeah. I had called it a day because I kept trying to get like projects going on my own. I'm just gonna yank that cord out. I was getting a lot of scripts in that were just like really, really bad, and I didn't want to do them just to do them because
How do you know something's bad? Like you just
I read it and I'm like, I don't want to see this. I don't want to
you know
be
what
in
it is?
it.
Sometimes like the imagination. I don't know. Like like maybe you read something.
Oh,
and
this could be a Nikos the Impaler sequel. This is like a Nikos the Impaler fan film.
I'm just a fat guy who plays music. I'm just asking. Jesus Christ.
I don't know. When you read something,
Dare
how do
you?
you?
All right. Yeah, I guess.
If you see like song lyrics or something, you're like, who wrote this?
Yeah.
Is this their first day in the country? Or-
I might be dumb, but I'm not a dweeb.
Is this a 4-year-old?
I'm singing The Offspring now.
A 4-year-old write this? Is this a New York Rippers song? So
Still waiting for that reunion.
yeah, so it's like, and you must know this. If you do like a horror movie or two,
That's what you're gonna
you
get.
enter into the danger zone of being a horror movie actor, and then everyone's like, they'll do my horror movie, and like that's what they'll do. So you get like Basement Warrior scripts there, and I love it, love all that. I didn't want to do that there because it didn't do anything for me. I wasn't feeling the projects, so I didn't want to do them. I wanted to get my own stuff done, like things I felt passionate about. And we had this script about this peeping Tom. It's a really great script, and I thought it was a brilliant script, a brilliant idea. And you don't really see much like about peeping Toms in movies. I mean, there is that movie Peeping Tom, but it's not even really about a peeping Tom.
Right.
So like, you get like Rear Window or something. That's like the closest. And this
I can't think of any.
My friend Hannah was going to be in it from VHS with the wings and,
Yeah.
and stuff, and it just kept like collapsing on me, imploding, and it would get to a place and then it would just keep falling apart on me. And that's happened a couple times, and I just. Like,
I guess it's just like it's defeating. Like
yeah, it's like
anything,
like all I've ever wanted to do is just act. Like I didn't want to be a movie star. I just wanted to do like character parts, and it's so very little acting and so much like grief and stress, and it's just like
Wasn't fun anymore.
no,
Yeah.
like you're dealing with like people. I'm sure you've heard a lot of people in the movie business have kind of they're soulless sons of bitches,
Yeah.
dirtbags. It's like, why do you want to do this to yourself for like the idea you have in your head? So I was just like, it didn't happen for me. So I don't want to do it anymore. So I was like, I'm going to get a dog. So I didn't get a dog because I kept going away on location or whatever. So I was like, I'm just going to get the dog and have the kids, and that's what's going to be our thing. And like, I'll be a little bit of trivia for someone, who's like, who's in this movie with the amusement park?
Brunette cop.
Who's brunette cop in Nikos the Impaler?
Who once played Audrey too?
Right. So I was good. I was all set. And then John called up about the Strangers,
Fucking huge.
about the bag.
Like that's really
and
that's awesome.
I was like, I don't think so.
Really?
Like, well, I mean,
Was it a definite green light?
oh yeah, it was done. It already had Christina Hendricks and
Okay,
Bailey and Lewis were on
Wow,
the
and
cast.
you were still apprehensive.
well, I mean,
How dare you?
I was like, I don't like the cast. Get a better cast. No, it was really more of a. It was a bunch of things. Part of it was a pride thing. I was like, like I'm an actor. Like, I'm a fucking good actor too.
Okay.
I'm not going to stand there in a bag
Yeah.
while
You're
other
gonna put a
people
bag
are
on my
acting.
head, on this head.
Okay? You put that bag on Bill Pullman's kid.
Oh, that's right. Bill Pullman's kid was in the movie.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite people ever. We totally had a
I
bromance
totally forgot
going.
about that. Yeah.
So like that was I mean, there was that, and there was, I saw the first one in theaters, the first movie. I did enjoy it. I think it's effective. But the strangers in that, the villains, I mean, they're mostly, they're in the background. You don't see them. That's the part of the whole effectiveness of it is, are they there or are they not? They're kind of shapes in the background. They're not really doing much. And I was like, I mean, this is going to be something really cool for someone to do, because then they kind of get to be like an icon, do some horror conventions, whatever, and be a little bit of trivia that's not Brunette Cop. And I was like, but I mean, like, you don't need me to do this. You could literally get anyone to do this.
Who shook the shit out of you?
He sent me the script, and I read the script.
Was the director already attached?
Yeah, it was Johannes. Everyone, they were waiting on me, Sam.
Cool.
They were waiting on me to go into production.
And the guy did the movie Expelled, which I thought was great. Expelled and 47
meters down.
which I didn't see, but my girlfriend saw and she loved it.
He did the other side of the door too, which is pretty cool. Well, you know what? See it.
Yeah, it's on the list now. Put it on while you talk.
So he sent me the script, and I was like, I'll read this fucking thing. And then I started reading it. I was like, this is kind of cool. And I got to the scene, the van between the man in the mask and the father. Yeah. And I was like, this is pretty cool. Like, this is kind of something
scene.
that
It is a great scene, and you know what's going to happen, and you're just like,
The way it happened, though, it
Yeah.
just. I don't know if I should say too much.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't want to like. This isn't going to be like a spoiler thing, but like we'll.
It was very memorable to me.
And I was like, it needs to be me. Like, I need to do that.
Cool.
And then there's other points in there where I just wanted something where I felt like I could bring something to it.
Yeah.
Make some moments out of it, add some behavior to it. So
when you're reading the script, like is like the music portion idea already attached to it? No. Because I mean that's like a big part of it. Like
definitely
in the van, it's he flips through, so it was like rap, country, maybe Christian, and then he goes on the baseball game. I think in the script after the baseball game he turns it off, and it's silent. So Johannes, I mean that the '80s music, the whole soundtrack thing is all Johannes.
Great fucking idea. Super effective. I mean, I think maybe just because like we're such music guys, and Kids in America, just to kick it off. I feel like obviously you see the strangers more, and it's instead of in the background, they're already in position to strike.
Right.
I'm just gonna say the pool scene was just like a fucking thing of beauty.
Absolutely.
Like a thing of beauty, like where the colors, the direction, it was just perfect. Like it was like a fucking 5 to 7 minute clip.
It was a good day.
Of like
it's a fun day.
Visually, just like it almost reminded me like visually it had things like the movie Drive.
Yeah.
Like it had that feel to it and stuff. So, all right. So you accepted, and how long does a movie like that even take to shoot?
Like 30 days, something like that.
Yeah.
I was there for
Where were you?
Kentucky.
Was it? Wow.
So 5 weeks I was there.
Now, do budgets play in when you do location?
Yeah.
Some places are more expensive.
Oh, it's it's all about tax breaks. So
Okay.
Kentucky had a really good tax incentive thing going on there. I think they're losing that. So, because I did Strangers and I came home, and then the next movie I did, popped up, and it took me like down the block, right back to Kentucky, and we shot it like down the block from where I did Strangers. So, Kentucky had a really good thing going on at the time. But yeah, I mean that's where places like Georgia or like Louisiana, Oklahoma times, it's all about the tax incentives.
And when you're like shooting in places like that, I mean, like, how much off time do you have?
Weekends off, so every
Weekends
Saturday
off?
and Sunday.
You kind of just like hang out.
Yeah, some people go back home, or we went to like museums. We went to actually 47 Meters Down came out while we were shooting that, so Lewis and I went and saw that. We went to a baseball game.
It's fun.
4th of July happened while we were out there, so we went and saw like this fireworks thing. You just go out and you pal around with the locals.
I mean, you tell people, like,
it's Kentucky, but it was like 5 minutes from Cincinnati.
yeah.
So, it was like a legit, big city right there.
So, like going to the pool scene, like when you shoot something like that, like, I mean, it's got to be uncomfortable once you get in the pool and you're doing all that other shit. Like,
The mask gets wet.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
what is the peripheral like in the mask?
Well, that thing swung around on my head like
Yeah.
immediately. So it was just like, so it was like the holes were in the back of my head.
Yeah.
But the whole pool thing was great because like we couldn't start shooting anything until nighttime on that movie. So it was 9 p.m. we'd start shooting.
Yeah.
So
That
we'd
makes
show
sense.
up, so we would shoot from 9 to like as soon as the sun would come up. So we're not getting home till 7, 8 a.m. We would wrap, and a bunch of us would go to this bar afterwards, like every morning, and just have these awful fried pickles and shit like that. So you get home, you wouldn't get to bed till 8, 9 a.m. So you wake up, you go to set, your call time is 7 p.m. You have breakfast there, and then so we started our fight choreography, and then it's still daylight. We did that, and that was going really well. And then we go back, get dressed, whatever. And I remember being brought back to the pool, and it was dark, and then all these fucking palm trees and stuff, and all the lights. I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, holy shit, like, this is insane looking. My boots filled with water. The jacket, the pockets filled with water. Everything was working against me. Lewis was like a fucking minnow with a rocket up his ass. So like I couldn't catch him. So as soon as we popped up out of the water, he would just like boom and make it to the end of the level every time and win.
Fucking minnow with a rocket.
Yeah. Boom, like a small rocket. Like nothing
small.
that would kill the minnow, but like the
small.
minnow
Yeah.
can get out fast. You know what I'm saying?
They have an asshole? Minnow?
They must. They must.
The minnow would be lost. Totally. So when you're a part of this is like kind of like the biggest production you've been a part of, right?
Yes, by a little bit, yeah.
At that point, right?
Yeah.
And so
Well, Nikos the Impaler was made for probably $30,000. I have no idea. I think the budget was $60,000 on that. That doesn't make sense to me now, but I feel like I remember hearing that. So this was a little bigger.
okay. It's getting a lot of mentions. I mean, I feel like the numbers.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
Nikos?
I do. I know what I'm doing tonight.
But
I get paid every time I mention it.
cha-ching.
Most of the Stranger's budget went to food, obviously. I mean, the food there was.
Is that
was
craft
fantastic.
services? All right, you're basically playing a slasher. Like, I mean, when you put that mask on and they yell action, like, do you feel like, holy shit? Like, I mean, do you feel different? Do you feel evil in any way whatsoever? Or you're just kind of like still Damian?
Damian and the Man in the Mask aren't too,
Yeah.
They're not too far apart.
Not too far, yeah.
I mean, who is the Man in the Mask anyway?
I don't know.
He could be your barista,
That is true.
You're the guy making your Subway sandwiches.
Well, it was a girl, so. But that's fine. But you put it on. I'm saying, like,
Unfucking believable.
do you feel like sometimes like when you're younger and you're like you get a new haircut and you start fucking walking down the street and you feel good, or
Feeling yourself.
you got your new shoes on, like when you put that sack on,
I got
like,
a mask. I got
do
an
you
axe.
genuinely feel like different when they yell action because you're playing kind of like an iconic character, like you're now the Man in the Mask?
Well, I don't feel like that, but I am a gifted, wonderful actor who takes things very seriously. So I do get into a character, even though I have a bag on my head, and it's like, you could have, for 90% of the movie, you could have put on any clown. But
Is that burlap? That
I don't know the exact
uncomfortable?
material. It was a little stretchy, and it was never uncomfortable.
wasn't itchy.
No, it was a dream. It's like they put the Snuggles teddy bear on my head. It just put my head in his ass.
What was the last day like rapping? Nothing special? Were you guys all high-five each other?
No, I didn't. No, you're just like,
I mean,
we made it.
Do you know?
And then there's a rap party afterwards. So you rap, you high five everyone there.
Do you know at that point that you just made a good movie or like an effective movie, or is it just hard to tell just from like?
I think there's during, like in the pool scene there during setups there, I remember standing there and like, this is kind of fucking cool. Like, no matter what happens, I mean, there are scenes I'm not in, obviously, so I can't, I don't know if it's a complete disaster or whatever, but like you can, a good actor or a good performer usually, will know when something's going right for them. I'm sure maybe you guys know that with music, maybe not. It looks like by your face you don't. So I'm not going to, I'm going to skip the live shows if that's cool. Anyway. Like I know when something's working, even if I'm in a bag. Like I know when something's going right. So in the pool scene, a couple times I was like, this is really fucking cool. Like even if the rest of this movie sucks, this is like a special kind of moment I'm part of here.
Now, what was the? I know we talked about alternate ending. Like I don't want to hear what the alternate ending is because I want to see it. But so
it's the best.
You shoot two endings. Right? Is that the way it goes?
Not in this. Maybe in others.
All right. So, like, when's the first time that you actually watched the movie?
I was invited to a bunch of press screenings of it, but I didn't go because even if I have a bag in my head, I don't want to watch stuff I'm in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like,
oh, wow.
You don't hear your voice. You don't want to see yourself.
We get it. You don't want to listen to the show. I already get that part. You don't have to.
I don't want to see you guys.
You don't have to subliminally throw that in there.
I'm never going to listen to this.
Because you're overly critical, and you can never watch a movie you're in and be like, I love this movie. Like I really enjoy it. Like you lose out on that. So,
but you've seen the movie.
I have seen it, yeah.
Okay.
So the first time I saw it was at a screening. I finally did go, and then I did go with Frank Sabatella and
that's
Mark.
right. And Mark, yeah,
and George. We went to Deer Park and sat in a packed crowd, and that was pretty wild because they yelled at the screen the whole time.
Yeah.
It was very interactive, very, very loud. It was one of the wildest experiences.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I've had.
Yeah, very cool.
But they enjoyed it, I think.
Yeah, well, once you put art or movies or music out there, it's just out of your hands. Some people
I would
are
say
gonna love
this is
it.
art. Art, Stranger's definitely art.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a piece of art.
I think so.
Piece of art.
Big old slice of art.
But it's out there, and like it does. Some people are gonna love it, some people are gonna hate it. No matter what, like fucking Smashing Pumpkins have people. You know what I'm saying? And they're like one of the best bands ever.
Yeah, yeah.
The New York Rippers, like
New York Rippers were one of the best bands.
yeah, like one of the best ska bands to come out of Long Island.
Clearly.
Basically. No, I don't know. That was his band.
Well, we did have. We were on the first Long Island ska comp. The first one.
How many were there?
30.
Yeah.
There were 30 of them, I think.
Now this is ska volume.
Edna's Goldfish. Chimichanga was on there.
Oh, Chris Andrews.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my buddy.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, that's so funny.
Because our guitarist from the New York Rippers played trombone in Chimichanga, who Ron knows very well.
Yeah. Okay, that's funny. Shout out to Chris Andrews and Brian Diaz and whoever else was in fucking Edna's Goldfish. So, all right. So then the movie comes out, and from there, like I know you're doing something with Eli Roth.
Yeah.
The Eli Roth.
The
Or is
same
there-
one.
Oh, the same one.
It's the same one. Yeah, that's Haunt, and that'll come out sometime in the fall. I'm not sure when, but that was it's produced by Eli Roth, and it's written and directed by Scott Beck and Brian Woods, who have a movie out right now that they wrote and produced called A Quiet Place. Which is the John Krasinski directed Emily Blunt starring movie.
Doing pretty good, that one.
Doing all right.
Yeah.
It's doing okay. I mean, it's doing okay. Like a $50 million opening weekend is
It's got to be
Not
close
bad.
to that 80 million
It's
mark by
okay.
now.
so yeah, that's cute. Cute little movie.
Yeah.
Cute.
How'd you stumble onto that?
That was that's John Wagner again, the producer of the things I said before, and Strangers, and he was doing that.
So he keeps blessing you.
Well, he was talking about it. He's like, I'm doing this Eli Roth thing, and I was like, it was a Halloween movie, and I was like, oh, I want to do like a holiday horror movie. Like I want to get into that thing. It's a risk
Don't we all?
because that's something that even when they're great, you only really watch them once a year.
I mean, if you're lame, like I think most, like I'll watch them more whenever.
I know the microphone didn't pick up that look I just gave.
To make a movie
Well, it's
though
not
that
like- I
people
mean-
might watch every year, once a year though, is still
That's
pretty
great.
good.
It goes into the
it's
holiday
rewatching.
rotation.
I'm
Yeah.
saying, like I
Black
Absolutely.
Christmas, I'll watch.
Yeah, whenever.
Yeah, but that's Black Christmas.
And it's
perfect.
Still, you never know. This could be like the next Black Christmas. You don't know.
Well,
Relax. You know what's funny? I fucking love the Black Christmas remake.
Okay.
Over
Yeah. What?
over the original.
Are you kidding me?
I was waiting to tell him that.
I might actually agree with you.
Are you too serious? Why don't you say this before we do the whole podcast? Are you too
You wouldn't
fucking
have came.
kidding me?
We didn't plan this.
You can't be serious. You can't be serious.
I
can't
haven't
be
watched
serious.
either one in a while, but I do remember thinking the remake was pretty good.
Here's my reasoning.
Well, rethink it.
Did you like the remake at all? Should I say?
No,
Can I
I
actually-
walked out of it, to be honest.
Did you?
Wait, I thought you said you didn't see it.
No, I saw it. Man.
no,
I
come
saw
on.
it.
I didn't see it.
How do you
that's
feel
right.
about
I didn't see
remakes
it. I didn't see it.
in general?
That's one movie where I'm not going to
No.
sit idly by.
Hold
and-
on a second.
And it has nothing. No, look. Hold on. Look, I'm not anti-remakes.
Guys, he doesn't mean it.
I'm not anti-remakes at all.
Okay.
So maybe I was a little harsh on that, where I was like, I'm out because it was Black Christmas.
And you loved the
It's my
first
favorite
one so
movie.
much. Yes.
I'm so on with you. I'll tell you why.
But you're not because of what you said.
No,
before,
I know, but here's
which I'll never forget, ever.
like that Ronald Joseph story. But okay, I saw Black Christmas for the first time.
He's yellow.
I saw Black Christmas for the first time.
The original.
The original, not too long ago. There was a midnight screening at Nighthawk, and I watched it at, I don't know, 30
With a bunch of bros, and everyone's like, why is he killing it? Where's the blood?
It just didn't connect with me. I was
Why
like,
is he making cookies made out of people?
yeah.
What are you talking about?
Hold on a second.
Fucking know what
But
to
I
do.
completely I completely understand, because Halloween is the biggest deal to me. The original
And
Halloween.
there's no Halloween without Black Christmas.
No, and
This is true.
I completely get that. So to me, watching those the Rob Zombie remakes, that's how I feel. Like I feel like I just feel like no,
They were a total abortion.
no. So I get why you feel that way. And maybe if I saw Black Christmas at a younger age, it just didn't connect with me like the brutality of the remake did.
All right, that's fine.
Okay.
But how can you sit there and have seen both movies and be saying that the remake? It's fine if you want to like the remake.
I think Porky's is better.
Mark and Frank Sabatella like the remake. I know many people do, and maybe one day I'll have an appreciation for it. I like some of the people in it. Andrea Martin's in it; she's in the original, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Ramona Flowers. She's in it, but I just don't understand why you said what you said.
You might have been hearing things. I don't know. I might have to listen.
You both said it.
I might have to listen back and stuff. So, but real quick, before we get into that remake talk, what is Haunt about?
Haunt is about a group of 20-somethings. Hold on, stay with me. That are looking for, it's Halloween night, and they're looking for a haunt, as many 20-somethings do. So it's pretty reality-based. And they find one, They're looking for an extreme haunt, and they find one. It's a pretty shoddy haunt. It's pretty cheap looking, but it is extreme. Okay. It doesn't work out well for them.
I'm in.
All right.
I'm in.
Nice.
Yeah. It's I am a villain in it. I can say that. I can say it's, as far as my experience on set and seeing everything, it is quite violent and gory. It's got that irresponsible violence that you hope to have in
Yes.
some of your violent
Say no more,
movies.
fam.
Yes, say no more, fam. Which is, sometimes I come off like a Neanderthal because I do like that. I do like the gratuitous violence. But I also appreciate, like the suspense of certain movies. It's just like
An atmosphere.
Yeah,
and, like all the stuff that Black Christmas has. The original. Not Black Xmas.
Yeah, but like, let's say you take something like Starry Eyes. Starry Eyes, I think, was like a perfect example of like a slow burn where it's just like this movie that's like building up to something, and the payoff is fucking grand.
Yeah.
Like, it's just grand. Like, it builds up the characters, the visuals, everything about Starry Eyes was fucking phenomenal. And then you gave me the actual payoff. Like, the last 30 minutes of Starry Eyes is brutal.
Yep.
Brutal. So, but yeah, all right. So that's coming out. You
And
said
that's
like,
Dennis and Kevin. They're good friends of ours that directed that. They will be doing their next thing is a movie called Pet Sematary, which maybe you're
you
familiar with.
told me that.
Little movie called Pet Sematary.
And
Sweet.
it's a remake, right?
Yeah, it's Pet Sematary is a book, so it's just another adaptation of the book.
That's a remake that I would welcome.
Yeah.
Because the story is fucking strong.
People are gonna flip out. They're gonna be like, "Oh well, like why is the cat wearing a bow tie and talking?" Get over it. That is a suggestion I've made constantly to Kevin. So I don't think it's gonna make it in there, but I'm dropping it here.
I was thinking like Toonces, the cat that drives.
But kind of like Sabrina-ish, the cat and that.
Wow, bringing it back there. So, all right. Speaking of remakes, I remember the conversation that we started. I don't even remember how it started. I don't remember why the Mutilator was fucking picked. I have no idea, but it was such an absurd movie to start talking about a remake. And when you talk about it on the internet, I think people were just like, "Oh, is this for real? Is this for real?"
I think I can trace it back to I've spent a considerable amount of money on Arrow Blu-rays over the last year, and I really have a fascination with them because they keep putting out these really kind of like terrible or obscure movies that like you would watch when you were a kid there and be like, like people made this, like someone wrote something and then other people were like, yeah, this should be made, and then people got together and they made the movie and it happened. And now Arrow gives you a chance to see these people years later and like talk to them, and they do a commentary, and you're like, oh my god, like these, and here they are talking about it. Of course, they never made anything else because we're very lucky to do it in the first place. So, and the Mutilator is one of those things. It's got this glorious Blu-ray with these great features on there, and you're just like, my god, like yes, not saying that the Mutilator should be lumped in with some of those other movies,
No, but
like Slugs.
I actually like Slugs.
I like Slugs
Sure,
too.
I love Slugs.
Yeah.
And once again, the
That's
dude,
a good commentary too on that
the
one.
dude that made Pieces, which is another movie.
Great one.
I think
Classic.
Pieces could use a remake, to be honest with you.
I agree with you.
I'll do that too.
Because it was one of those movies. So I mentioned in the last episode, Maniac was like that fucking movie. Really, like maybe I just saw it too young,
Yeah.
because it scarred me.
Yeah.
Pieces was another movie. I remember I had the VHS and I had that cover with the chainsaw.
Sure.
And when I watched it, it just seemed like there's something about just watching it that it was just oozed grossness.
Oh, it's a sleazy, mean movie.
Yeah, it just fucking like
I don't think you could make that movie now.
And there's a guy in there that
misogynistic.
attacks someone, and then suggests that he had bad chop suey, and
that is
that's
true.
what caused him
Yeah.
to kung fu attack someone. And that's great. Someone wrote that.
That's true though,
But
right?
yeah, Pieces.
The dialogue like to those movies were like
Bastards.
But
Right? Linda George? Is that who's
when
in
you think about it, like they got
And her husband, Christopher.
Yes, that's
they
right.
got funding. They got
That's
funding.
the amazing part.
Yeah.
I'll give you money for that.
It always is. That's why you're like, what? How did this happen?
The 80s. I think a lot of that stuff in
Probably
the 80s.
found rich people like, you have to put my daughter in your movie.
Yeah.
And all right, fine.
And then we'll give you money.
Pieces, and they got Bluto in there. Bluto's in there.
Bluto.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then, and actually, Edmund Purdom is he's the dean in there. Edmund Purdom found his way into quite a few horror movies there. He actually directed and starred in Don't Open Till Christmas, also starring Carolyn Monroe. But that was a guy, that was one of these guys. I'd be watching these terrible horror movies, and my mother would catch a piece of it without like a chainsaw cutting someone, so she wasn't completely sure what I was watching. But she'd be like, "Oh, Edmund Purdom. Oh, it's like, what are you watching?" I'm like, "It's called Pieces of Me, just Pieces." Yeah, it's just Pieces. But Edmund Purdom has a fascinating career. So, but he was slated to be a very big star at one point, and he did a lot of theater and stuff.
And he ended up in pieces.
Well, fuck. I mean,
I guess
when the shit goes down, it goes down.
Well, because I think
Job's a
eventually,
job.
like if you're, not that I know because I'm not an actor, but fucking a paycheck is a paycheck sometimes.
Sure.
Like
It's a job.
Yeah, it's like we have a job for you.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it, I'll
Yep.
do it.
Yeah, but then you do something like Pieces, your credibility is just nowhere then. Like, you can't be in. I'm not going to go do Pieces and then, be in The Notebook 2 or something like that. That's. I'm sorry. Is Pieces a good movie or is it a bad movie?
No, Pieces is a terrible movie.
Okay, I just wanted to check.
But that's why I love it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, but as long as
it's,
we're aware
because
that
it's on
awful.
par. It's on
Yes.
par with the Mutilator because the Mutilator was so fucking ridiculous because we talked about it because, like, the beginning has like this kid and he accidentally shoots his mom, right? So
Right.
and then the fucking dad, like, I guess like goes crazy.
He commits matricide there.
Yeah.
And the father, he shoots at him. He shoots at the kid. Kid gets away, and then you fast forward to like 13 years later or whatever, and the kids are about to go on fall break, which is not a thing still.
Still, back then, today, no, never.
There's
was.
no fall break yet anywhere. And then they're at the bar, so they're like, "What do you want to do for fall break?" Which is obviously Saturday and Sunday in November. And then the father calls the bar for the kid, and he's like, "Hey, would you close the cabin for me?" And the kid's like, "Yeah, we can do that." And then you, as a viewer, you can either be like, "Whatever," or you can be like, "What the fuck?" What happened there a lot of healing
Yeah.
happened in the 13 years there.
Yeah.
Like who paid for him to go to college? I want to know that.
Right.
I want to know what happened after, the father tried to kill him.
What
Well, that's
was
what's great about these movies is the appeal is just the fact that they exist somehow.
they
That's all it
exist.
is.
But
Because
it's like somehow, so this kid who is he's in higher education, so he's in college, he's learning, so he's got a functioning brain. What he in his head there, he doesn't think his father is going to try to kill him and all of his friends. I mean, this isn't a stupid kid. So that's the kind of stuff I want to know about. I want to know.
And also, just like, you're making this fucking movie, like, did you really need to put that in the beginning? Like, couldn't there be like just some random killer instead? Like, why did it need to be the fucking dad?
I feel like there's a lot of blanks that were maybe going to be filled or were filled.
Now,
The remake could answer these questions.
hypothetically speaking, if the remake gets made and you're in charge,
When it gets made.
Yeah. Now, this is our thing to Buddy Cooper when you send this to Buddy Cooper.
Now,
and you have to get rid of anything that we said that may have heard as a negative.
Totally. I'll send him the PG version. So, would you change anything about the script?
Yes.
What would you change?
Well, first of all, I would love to know if there was a script.
Okay.
Because I suspect there isn't. No, cut that.
We'll edit that
Cut
out. It's starting now.
And go.
I think that... I think I feel much better knowing that they just were winging it the whole time than that someone actually wrote a script.
And for the people that have never seen it, it's up on YouTube. Like, the whole thing is just there.
But get the Arrow Blu-ray. Go out and spend money on it. And it's a great...
Some people won't because they've just never seen it and we're fucking shitting on it. You're like...
How can you shit on something called The Mutilator without seeing it? I'm there
I've
when
seen
I
people,
hear it.
I've seen people in this group who are like, is The Quiet Place out on like the stick yet? Or like, can I get it on like Pirates Cove? And I'm like, you fucking pieces of shit. Like, I call them out and then all of a sudden the post is deleted completely.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I took a screenshot of it, bitch. You fucking thief. You pay for The Mutilator, you sack of shit.
But for the people that actually don't want to gamble, go see a Quiet Place. That needs way more money than The Mutilator does. So,
guys, Quiet Place is, it's moseying along there, but it really needs your money.
But yeah, it's just it's what's bizarre is just that fucking song. Like, the actual setup of the movie, it almost plays like a fucking sitcom. Like, it's bizarre. Yeah. There's no rhyme or reason. I don't know what, like, how The Room had the disaster artist. Mm-hmm. I feel like maybe we should just do a documentary on The Mutilator. Like, how did this get made?
Yeah.
Like, how did this, like what was the thinking behind it, you know? So, Buddy Cooper, we need to pick your brain.
I think if we were to
James Franco's in it.
To jump into...
What year did it come out?
The Mutilator was 85.
So a lot of cocaine probably went into making that.
One would hope.
If we were to head into a Mutilator reboot, I have exact ideas on where the script needs to go. I have a whole brilliant treatment for it. I know every path.
Storyboards. I've seen the storyboards.
That the Mutilator needs to take.
I believe you because you're the only successful person in this room.
I'm not going to say it here, but if Buddy wants to know, he's feel free to contact me. I think that the whole father-son thing, it needs to be addressed and reworked a little bit, but definitely keep the hook in there. The
some
fish
tweaks.
hook.
The hook is great, and the actual, you said the killings might be a little dated.
I didn't say that. Cut that.
Oh, but as a kid, it was one of those movies that I would watch.
The effects were a little.
The effects, okay. So as a kid, it was one of those movies that I would always go and watch, and I've seen it many times. And like I don't know why that Madman was another one. Mm-hmm. There were certain movies. Slaughter High was another one. Mm-hmm. I thought that was fucking. There was something about, like just bullying and like them getting their fucking, what they deserved, mm-hmm. For fucking with this kid. So I think just, man, like those certain movies could really use it. And I thought Satan's Little Helper, that's another one. So he hated that one.
Well, that's a little more recent, right?
That was 2004. And that was like Amanda Plummer being...
it baffles me
Yeah.
the love that movie gets.
It gets love?
Yeah, I was
I've
gonna
never
say.
heard anyone talk about
Dude,
that.
in that horror nerd group, like years ago, I remember
Yeah.
it coming up because Halloween movies or something because it took place on Halloween. And I mean, just that lead kid alone, I swear I wanted to go through the television and strangle this
This is
kid.
the first time I've ever heard anyone talk about Satan's Little Helper.
Oh my God.
Have you ever seen it?
Yeah. Jeff Lieberman.
Okay.
Guy did Squirm and Blue Sunshine.
It was just the killer angle. I thought the killer angle was unique. How he would change, like personas, kind of, or masks. But it was like half cool. Like the idea was cool. Like someone with a better fine tuning brush could do something really well with that. Because I just thought it was unique.
He did do Just Before Dawn, which is a good slasher.
I haven't seen that.
Jeff Lieberman.
Yeah.
Wait, Just Before Dawn. Who was in that? That's
So Chris Lemon.
Wow, Chris Lemon.
from the
Jack
80s,
Lemmon.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
George Kennedy.
Yes, I did see that. That was a good movie.
Yeah.
But a lot of people sleep on that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Sam.
Like me. Yeah. And I'm a big slasher fan, so like I like going.
You're busy
backwards.
watching Black Xmas.
Yeah. It was. I actually own that DVD. Thank you very much. The last time I went to FYE, it was one of the 4 that I bought. I found that. I found a movie called Otis, which I think is fantastic.
The Connolly zombie movie.
Fido? Did you
Is that
like
Fido?
it? No, Otis was. Oh
It's
no,
another zombie movie, isn't it?
Otis was that.
Otis was Chrissy Seaver, the young girl from Growing Pains, all grown up, and it was almost kind of like a Loved One, the movie The Loved Ones.
That was
Chrissy
great too.
Seaver.
From Growing
Pains?
Pains.
Yeah, who is she? What's her name?
She was like the little girl that they had at the very end of that show's trajectory to try and keep it relevant.
Yeah.
And they throw like a little kid in there. Family Ties did it. Right?
Well,
they had.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Otis, she's in it. Ileana Douglas,
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Pollak.
Yes.
So this fat dude who delivers pizzas finds a girl, really likes her, wants to take her to like a date or a prom or something, and holds her captive.
So no zombies.
No zombies, but Fido was okay. That's what the one you're thinking
I thought
of.
that's what that was. Yeah.
So Carrie Ann Moss, that was fun. But yeah, so we're trying to get funding for the Mutilator, definitely.
Or any, if we could remake any of these things, I'll do the Burning.
Yeah,
We should do the Burning. I think that could use a remake,
I agree with
especially since that's a Weinstein movie. So maybe we can get those rights
Is
for
it
cheap.
really?
Sure. It's also, if I may, one of the few slashers where it doesn't really have a final girl. It's the guy that does the thwarting there, which I wonder if maybe Harvey was like, no, women can't do anything. So
was he real? Like, because that was a long time
That was one of his
ago,
first
that.
movies. Yeah,
Was that like
that was
19
like his first movie.
Boy, it had to be like 80.
Yeah, because Savini did that instead of Friday the 13th Part 2.
So that's 82. Yeah.
Yeah, I could use a remake. I could see that.
Sure. Cropsey.
Tourist Trap was another one I always thought could
That's
use
a movie
remake.
I didn't see.
I mean, The Burning has its moments, but
well, nothing.
go back in there.
Nothing beats just like the fucking Clippers. Like
Sure.
when I
the
first saw
raft scene.
when I first saw that,
A
I
young
was
Jason Alexander.
yeah, like
Fisher Stevens, Holly Hunter.
Yes.
that's good. That's
It's got that Peeping Tom, that creepy Peeping Tom kid, who I'm sure was based on Harvey.
yeah.
And
going
yeah.
back to the Peeping Tom.
So yeah, we if they want to just fork over the rights to that, like the Weinstein Library, just give us that one.
I think we can get that pretty cheap. I think we'll have our people
Like,
contact.
wait a minute, you want that one? Just take it.
Oh, I thought you wanted Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, we could do that one. I wouldn't want to do like Madman or something because that's just
Another one that was like still like they were making Maniac Cop forever, but like I don't know where it is in as far as like nah.
I'm not interested in Maniac Cop.
No.
How about Chud? Chud could be a good remake.
Chud 2 not so much.
I don't want to do Chud though.
Nah,
You need money to do a Chud movie.
You would
They
need.
didn't the first time, but to do it right. I mean,
You're right.
although I mean they had John Hurd and Daniel Stern in there, right?
Yes.
John
Yes.
Goodman.
John
Yeah, you're
Goodman.
right. Yeah,
And
He
they
was
made
a brunette
Chud 2
cop,
about the Chud,
actually,
which-
right?
he was.
He was
brunette.
a cop.
He was
He
the
was
original brunette cop.
He was brunette cop. Chud 2 about the Chud, which, like some sequels, took a slightly different route than the original movie.
Yeah, very different.
Yeah, kind of.
I wouldn't.
Nah.
I maybe if someone was like, "Hey, I'm doing the Chud remake."
Yeah, you would need some heavy
want you to
effects.
play-
The Chuds would have to look
I want you
badass.
to play brunette cop. I'd be like, I'll do that, maybe.
I'll reprise
But
my
I
role.
wouldn't. I don't. I wouldn't be on the creative end of Chud.
But as far as like budgets go, like a slasher like Mutilator seems like the easiest thing to do because you have that one location, and like as long as you have an effects guy, and then from there everyone works for free.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
it.
That's the way it
That's
is.
it.
Well, look, movies are always overcomplicated, especially the bigger the budget, the more people are getting paid that aren't actually doing things. So you don't need all that. So you go to the old John Cassavetes way of doing it, where he would get rid of all those departments, and he had some talented actor friends and very minimal lighting. And he would run the camera by himself, and he made great stuff. And now that's kind of what Mark Duplass, does.
That's
the
right.
Creep films,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Baghead.
Yeah,
So
I think did he have something to do with that HBO show as well?
yeah.
Yeah, that was
He's
like
a
really
producer.
kind of interesting.
Which HBO show?
The
The room
room something.
Yeah.
It was like room.
It's like
with-
different. Every episode's a different
okay.
thing,
but
in
they
that
all
hotel.
take
Oh, wow.
place in like a hotel room.
Oh shit! No, I
Yeah.
haven't seen that.
When he these creep movies he's doing. I mean, that's the barest bones thing he's doing there, and it's
They're good films, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you don't need
Oh, the
all
bloat.
of it. Some movies do.
Yeah.
You can't do an Avengers movie, that way. But you can do some stuff. Like you don't need to overcomplicate it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people who feel like if they're not on a movie set with like 60 people, 80 people running around, like it's not real. It's not a legitimate movie set. So you just fucking get some granola bars, get them some goddamn granola bars. You get.
And
Get
you
some
like that
coffees.
way, like
I
mean,
love that guerrilla
yeah,
filmmaking. Yeah,
because
love
like at the end of the day, I guess it just depends on the script. Like it could be
yeah.
like
You still need talented people.
yeah. Would
But-
you ever like? Do you have any interest in like writing something yourself?
I mean, I do. I just like anytime I sit down, I always talk myself out of it. I like just the discipline to sit there and do it. Like I overthink everything. So
Or do you have like ideas?
I'm an idea man.
An idea man.
Yeah. Taglines, titles, and stuff. That's so good. Yeah, but my idea, hey, let's remake the Mutilator. That was my idea. I think
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, let me ask you, because before The Strangers, you said you were not interested in acting,
Yeah.
and this thing came and you did it. Now you did this Eli Roth, so are you all in again?
Yeah, I think I'll probably just do things that interest me.
Yeah.
So if that never happens again, I think that's okay. That's fine.
Would you go back to like the Broadway stuff?
Oh, I would do theater. I love theater.
Like theater,
So,
yeah.
think we mostly spend time in Maine, so
Oh yeah.
because you got to maintain your popularity to be the highest rank in the horror nerd group.
Yeah,
You
you're
know?
right. Yeah.
You want to keep that up, that level. No pressure.
That is true. That is true.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Like let's say like Kane Hodder wants to join the group. Like I'm just saying.
Well, my movie was in theaters.
His documentary is direct to video. So.
Won't be in theaters. So
Gotcha.
have that one.
But you're so yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Like if you're in a
If you get the
position,
guy to play Roy or something.
Roy is the man. Yeah, what is that guy doing? Let's check his IMDb.
He's doing conventions.
Is he?
Yes.
Oh, that's
Why
another
not?
thing. Like, how's that angle for you, or going to be?
I don't know.
That's kind of
I mean,
like an awkward thing.
Conventions.
Yeah.
It's awkward for me to
Oh yeah, for you.
sit there. And,
Yeah, I mean, I'm
it's
just
not
saying.
awkward for you.
Oh no, I'm just saying.
to be like, yeah, give me this amount of money and I'll write my name on it. Oh, and you want to take a picture? That's also
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't strike me, as someone who would feel comfortable doing that.
I'm not. I'm not comfortable being like, yeah, it's people message me all the time here. There's all these horror fans, and they always do it like, hey, I just wanted to say that you were really good. I'm like, fuck yeah, man, I'm glad you fucking loved it. And they're like, wait a minute, you're talking to me? Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, you're just like a human being and like horror nerd, and like that's fucking cool. And this one guy was talking to me about, he was like, I met this guy at a convention. I met someone who was a childhood hero of mine, and I was like, how much was his signature? And he was like, oh, it was $40. Yeah, I mean, I guess he supplied the picture, so like, you don't want to be out that money. Like, if you're printing off pictures, like, you'd go bankrupt. So you got to sell that. But like, and it was $40 to take a picture with him too. And I was like, no, fuck
40
that.
for the signature and 40.
So
for
$80 if you want to take a picture.
Shit.
And that's like,
When I was at
he's not in the
Chiller,
Avengers or anything. This guy's been
Hal Linden was charging that much. Barney Miller.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking Creep Show.
He wasn't doing well. I was waiting to see like the Sharpie crossing off the prices. Like now it's $50. Like,
Well,
oh shit, we fucking
that's-
got this wrong.
That's, it's your fucking camera, and that's $40 just stand with this person in the picture. I'm like,
I told this story before, and I love it because it's so funny. But like, I went to a convention, and I was just looking. Like, I'm just like walking around, and I was getting, I don't know. I felt bad, but I'm like looking. Like, I don't want anyone's fucking autograph. I just don't. Like, if I could talk to you, that's cool. If you don't want to talk to me, I'm observing.
Right.
And I walk by and I see this guy, and it says Toxic Avenger. I was like, oh shit. I'm like, I love the Toxic Avenger. He's like, oh yeah? He's like, I'm the Toxic Avenger. I was like, get out of here. I was like, I love 1 and 4. He's like, I was in 2 and 3. And I was like, oh, all right, cool.
That's what people like, were you in the first Rangers? What's it worth to you?
So
if you don't know, I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah.
So this dude fucking almost somersaults from behind the table. He's like, let's take a picture. I'm like, oh, okay. So he takes my phone, gives it to somebody, takes a picture with me and my girlfriend.
Who? The Toxic Avenger.
Yeah.
The one you didn't even like.
Yeah. So, and then he gets back behind the seat. He's like, all right, let me tell you what. He's like, everything here is normally $20. He's like, but because you took that picture, like everything's like 10. I'm like, wait, what?
What's going on?
I'm like, I don't even understand. You just took my phone and took a picture. Like, I'm not like, I'm good. He's like, oh, all right, cool. Cause like usually when I take a picture, someone's cool enough to buy something. And I'm like,
well, you mean when you force a picture on someone, they're cool. They're like, we just got to get the fuck away from this guy. Buy something.
Yeah. So he turns to my girlfriend. He's like, what about your girl? He's like, you want any of these pictures? He's like, I posed for Playgirl or something. And it's a picture like I showed you. It's like a Xerox copy of him with his arm up and his like body out. And I was like, no, she's good. And he's like, yeah, I was talking to the lady. And I'm like, and I was like, yeah, you know what, man? $10. Give me this fucking poster, sign it, and I'll just put it in my studio. It was just so fucking. It was like
That's
weird.
Awesome. Now, continue.
It was weird, but it was funny.
Somebody walked along like 10 minutes after you, and the same thing. It's
Yeah.
probably what he did all day.
This is what I'm going to do now.
He just like totally strong-armed me, and at the end of the day, I was like, it's funny. Like, I've told the story, and it's just, but he really kind of just like hustled me so bad to the point where I was.
That's
just
what
like,
I'm going to do. I'm
Wasn't
just
his
going to
first
leap out
rodeo,
and force
apparently.
myself on people walking.
Yeah, why
by.
not?
Like, I just love it. I was like, I love 1 and 4. He's like 2 and 3. I'm like, okay, well.
Do you think he paid for his own table? Was he? Yeah,
I don't know.
What convention was
It wasn't a big one, right?
No, it wasn't a
like
big one. It was
something
just in like
Long
Hop
Island.
Hog. Yeah, it was in Hop Hog. Yeah, Hop Hog.
What about the ones that won't let you behind the table to take a picture or come out? Like, you have to take that awkward, like you're leaning over.
That's gonna be
Like,
me.
I'm
No
almost
touching.
next to it. It's usually a lady, because like, and I can't blame them looking around the room.
I know, looking around the room.
Like, I get it.
I mean, I do some autographs, and from because obviously I have bizarre, obscure tastes. So,
Yeah.
like I want what I want, And
No, but like you said, you get like movies from Arrow. So like if you see one of the actors, like I would imagine it'd be cool, like to actually get something, not just like
recently. Go back to Black Christmas, the original.
Oh, not Black Xmas.
God, fuck me. I tracked Olivia Hussey down online.
I love her.
Star, and I was because I guess she doesn't do convention. I haven't really been keeping up on conventions.
Very rare, I think.
But she has a website and she has like pictures that you can get on there. But oddly enough, nothing from Black Christmas. All like Romeo and Juliet and Shakespeare shit. So I found her on like one of the social media sites, and I was like, "So, I love you." And I was like, "Look, Black Christmas changed my life. Okay, I love it. I mean, I'm a good actor myself. Like, I like good things too.
Yeah,
but
good.
I've been on stage. Okay, I've done like classy shit, but I love Black Christmas." I was like, "Anyway, look, I want a fucking picture of Black Christmas, and you don't have that. So what's up? Can I send you a picture from Black Christmas? And like, what are we gonna do there? You like, you'll sign it. You want how much money you want from me? Like, let's just do it. I don't care how much it takes." So she was like, "Yeah, just send it, and I'll sign it."
Awesome.
I was like, "You're amazing."
Yeah,
so that happened.
Cool.
So, and this is a person I harassed on social media.
Barbara Magnafoli, I think her name is. She was in Suspiria.
Yeah.
You know her? She's on Facebook, very active and stuff, and she was doing something with autographs or pictures, and they're really great pictures. And I was like, "Oh, it's a great picture." And she private messages me.
Oh, get out of here.
Like, "Yeah, I'm selling them and this and that, and if you're interested, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like,
this is the internet version of the Toxic Avenger from 2 and 3.
And I really wasn't interested. I was just complimenting the picture. Yeah. I'm like, I really don't have, and I was tight right then. I just didn't have money to be throwing around on autographs.
Yeah.
It was tight. And she's like, "You know what? She'll give me your address, and I'll send you one."
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I was like, I forgot about it, and like a couple months later in the mail, she did. She signed it, personalized and everything, real nice for free. I didn't ask for it, but it was really nice of her. Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not doing that.
But all right. So I'm going to finish up, and what I'm going to say real quick is just what I like from these stories, and to be real for 1 minute. And even like the lady that you reached out to or that spoke to you,
Olivia Hussey.
Olivia Hussey,
a legend.
Juliet.
Yeah, Black Xmas. I remember.
So shit.
I think
get some culture.
She wasn't even in the sequel.
I think.
If she's so popular, why wasn't she in the sequel?
What's most fun about the genre is I think like you see that everyone is just like at the end of the day like a fan. Mm-hmm. Like when we talked about Damian, you're like, man, this dude's fucking up on the boards. I'm like, yo, he's like real. Like he's in there talking.
You think that's weird?
No,
it's they don't want me there.
No,
it's
you know
great
what it is.
That
It's
they're
like,
mixing it up. And you're
like, so
you're
he's
making
not
the
legit.
stuff we talk
he's
about.
Supposed to be better than us. He shouldn't be.
Yeah,
posting.
like
we don't understand what he's doing. Why is he talking to us?
Yeah, his movie made like $25 million. What's going on here? Why is he here?
Why is he slumming it with us bros?
Because I want you to answer my poll.
I did. I voted Roy.
I have to delete that. I have to delete everything I said.
We have to figure out how to work Instagram, but anyway, yeah, like I said, it's just it's fun because I think you never stop being a fan, and when you reach out to people, just like fucking 20 years from now, somebody could reach out to you and be like, fucking Pray at Night or Haunt were fucking huge for me.
I hope so. If I'm alive, I probably won't be, but
yeah, and you could hustle somebody for $10.
Yeah. You want this picture because it's already coming your way.
Yeah, it's like I like Strangers 1, 3, and 5.
I did sign a Strangers DVD the other day.
Okay.
So I just signed right on Kip's face, right on Kip's mask.
Right there.
What the hell?
Free of charge. Happy to do it.
Well, I like the Strangers. I hate his band Winger, though. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Keep to making movies.
17 was good.
Yeah. The song 17 was good.
Statutory rape song ever.
Absolutely. And on that note, anyway, listen. We're gonna finish up.
Thank you, though.
Thank you for fucking coming to Wantagh. We're on location. We're calling this episode "Invading Spaces."
A home invasion, right here.
It's it's an actual home invasion. We actually invaded someone's home to do this. And
Lovely home.
They just got home, so before they figure out that we actually did that. Oh, the cat.
They're still here.
So, but seriously,
Yes.
thank you for doing it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
It was a pleasure, except for that Black Christmas thing.
And the DVD comes out.
May 22nd.
That's digital, I think. I think the Blu-rays
Yeah,
out
Blu-ray.
June
June.
12th?
Really?
Yeah, I believe early June. The
Okay.
DVD, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
And I don't know if like you get the extras on digital or something. I don't know how that works.
I'm just looking forward to the alternate ending
Yes.
because I don't know what. I mean, I could assume what that is.
I can tell you what it is. It's how the movie ends in my heart and in my head.
Yeah, but so you shot two, or
No, we shot the.
you know, I just remember how we ended that first segment. was with this. We never.
That's right. That's right.
All right, let's.
No, like we
let's loop
filmed
this
the
back
movie,
around.
and then it was carved off.
Okay.
I got you.
Okay.
I'm curious. Can't wait.
Yeah, it's great.
I see
It's
where
great.
I see where you went with that. So,
It's the best. It's how it actually ends.
all right.
All
Well,
right.
awesome. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Peace. No, don't cut off.